YouTube, PGSC Revival. We got Terry back.
Yeah, sure. Hi guys, I'm here to do a Silphymon profile. If you didn't know, I'd like to play Sylphy in BT8, which was a really fun deck, and I'm really glad they got new support. Also, there has been some asking for it on Andrew or Elixar's channel. There's some gameplay there if you want to check it out. I might be able to pull like a card or something there. But we'll just get right into the Silphymon profile. I'm going to do it the standard order, I guess. So we'll start with the eggs. Sorry guys, rusty. For Nyarlamon, I prefer the yellow base to this. I am a yellow player, so it makes sense, but I think the Nyarlamon being able to trash your security to get an extra memory is very useful in some ways. It can give you the extra memory to extend or go into a DNA Digivolution. Plus, it's kind of important to be a Nyarlamon with some of our rookies. For the rookies, we have 4 BT16 Silphymon, 3 ST10 Silphymon, 2 BT15 Silphymon.
And the most unhinged.
Not unhinged. We play 2 BT13 Silphymon and 2 Silphymon X's. So we'll get this out of the way because apparently it's unhinged. So realistically, if you had the promo Hawkmons, these can be replaced with the promo Hawkmons. They kind of facilitates a similar kind of thing. It gets more searches. However, this Silphymon searches for, if you don't know what it does, you reveal the top 3, you add 1 Digimon with Beast, Animal, or Sovereign, except for Sea Animal, one of its traits, and 1 World Knight from your deck to your hand. So, because a lot of your level 4s have Beast in their traits, or Holy Beast, additionally, Silphymon being a Beastkin, so it has Beast in its trait, this searches for that, which is very useful. I don't have the promo Hawkmon, hence why I'm using this engine to do so, but to be fair, the second bit is kind of useful, which is the inheritable of while this Digimon is Beast, basically in its traits, you get an extra 2000 DP during your turn, so it makes some of your level 4s 6k, it makes your Silphymon 10k, and it makes the spoilers, I'm playing Kintaro spawn because I love the horse, it makes my horse 15k. Meeting those thresholds can be very nice in certain matchups. The Silphymon X is here because, to be fair, this isn't yellow, so it's very awkward to Digivolve on top of some of my guys. So this converts it into something that can be Digivolved on top of, but also give the additional cycle, and cycle from a security can be very useful. I played 2 BT2 just because I wanted more Silphymon names. Being able to take the top card if I'm missing a piece was quite nice. Being able to load a vaccine into my security from a 2 of Fura was also pretty nice in combination with one of the level 4s that I'm playing. And the all turns to when a card's removed from security stack to get minus 2k can come up in certain niche scenarios. It can also help like a Valkyrie if they check security, so it increases your threshold potentially to like 10k of deletion. So that's been really good. 3 of the ST10. You just need the end of turn DNA inherit wherever you can get it. Again, if you're playing the promo Hawkmons, that would probably suffice there, but I needed that, and then the Silphymon name is important. And then we play the best Silphymon in the deck, which is the BT16. So start of your turn, start of main phase, or on play, you can Digivolve one of your Digimons into a Digimon with Holy Beast or Free and Straight from your trash with the cost reduced by 1. And all turns for the inheritable, all your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP. So this is your best playmaker. This is the best one you'll see off the Yoli Ikari, which we'll get to. This one is the best card in your deck. Just being able to Digivolve for free and fully loop your little force from your trash is really important. This card is definitely really great, especially in combination with more cards in the deck.
Pre-release check.
Look, it's already shiny. I wasn't doing it, okay?
Wow, no pre-release.
Speaking of pre-releases, going on to level 4s, we have 4 pre-release BT16 Godamon. I was actually wanting to spend money on this. We have 2 BT15 Godamon, 1 ST10 Godamon. These are sort of like the yellow components of the Sylphy deck. And it makes a little bit more sense why are you playing so many Gatomons. We play 4 Lynxmon, and the other 2 reds are 1 Aquila and 1 Harvymon. So, I prefer playing this ratio as I think playing it as sort of like a Gatomon box works out pretty well. Lynxmon being able to Digivolve on any of these gives you the additional cycle, minus 3k. Having Armor Purge and Raid is just insane. It's just been very useful to help deal with early threats, get the additional cycle. So I think that playing more cats to get that free advantage is really good. In terms of the next best one, will probably be, well, the best card in your deck is this one, again, the Gatomon. So, on player when Digivolving, you can trash a card in your hand to add back a dual color, level 6 or lower, purple or red card, which in your deck means you can get back your Link spawns, you can get back your Gatomon themselves, you can get back the BT16 Salamon, this Harpymon, this Gatomon, like so many targets in your deck you can get back. It just lets you do the infinite loop with all of your pieces. Again, also having Barrier comes up as well, and it shares the same inherent with the Salmon with minus 3000 BP. So even though I don't have jamming, and I do occasionally have Barrier, just being able to swing in for like effectively minus 6k really comes up in certain matchups. The next one is probably important to explain is this Gatomon. I currently play it at 2. Honestly, there was some point when I did play it at 3, but I wanted a bit more diversity, but I could recommend bumping this one up. Because just being able to, again, have Barrier and the inheritable Barrier, which is very important, it means that your Silphymon, because Partition isn't triggered by battle, you can use Barrier to protect your Silphymon and force them to trigger Partition, which is come up in certain matchups. And again, this is another play extender, because with the combination of this and the Yarmon, you can gain 2 memory, which can be enough to go on top of a Lynxmon, hard slam this Aquilomon, which to go into your DNA. It's just very useful. And then I played one of this, partly for the end of turn inherit, but I wanted more searchers, so I thought, which one can I go for? The Gatomon searches for a yellow and a purple, which in the deck does cover a lot of different sort of pieces, which is very nice. But also it can be played out for Partition, so you can spit this out, get a search, which is very useful. And in combination with the option that we're playing, the sort of poly option, being able to play this for much cheaper, it also comes up, so I feel this ratio is very good. The Aquilomon, I play one of. Again, being able to play itself for 3 if you control it with yellow is pretty good. And the when attacking is not once per turn. And when attacking to delete 5k less paired with the Silphymon means you're clearing multiple threats. This is particularly important in like the Imperial matchup where you'll Silphy, you'll cause this Partition, split out the 2 Stingmon and XV. So you can swing with this underneath Silphy. Silphy's effect, delete the one. This effect is delete the other, making sure you're clearing boards so they have to work, air quotes work, to get back to their pieces. And then this Harpymon is just an additional red-yellow piece. Honestly, I've not really used it that much, so when it checks the security, if I'm at 3 or more, gain a memory, 2 or less, recover 1, and has armor purge. If you're putting the promo Hawkmon, it'd also be cheaper, so that's something to bear in mind. This could be like any options really, so like I tried out another Aquilomon because this can digivolve technically off of the green Salamon, so that could be an option. Having jamming and on deletion on digivolve to delete a 3k or less can come up. The inherit's a bit mess, so that's why I typically leave it. I did also play like this Gatomon at once because again, it's just on play. It gives recovers from 3 or fewer. If you might notice, because of the burning with the eggs, I will typically go to lower security a lot earlier. Also, if you could have a purple Digimon play against blocker, so it'd be good and cool in some situations to partition something out. Hopefully have a purple source, gain a blocker from that exchange. But again, it felt too niche and situational. This felt like it does have the utility, but this slot is definitely a flex spot. Level 5, surprising no one. It's 4 Silphymons. It is the best card in your deck. This is technically the boss monster to me. You're always trying to get to Silphy, loop its effect, and clear boards with it. Just being able to minus something 7k until the end of your opponent's turn if you DNA, and when attacking, when digivolving to minus 4k, is just really good at controlling the board, getting yourself out of certain sticky situations, and master your board states if your opponent goes wide. And Partition is, a god keyword, just being able to get resources back, especially in this deck where, for example, if you partition out, you can spit out this and this, pitch a card, get back the Silphy. You basically will always get to the DNA as long as you force it. So this interaction specifically comes up in a really funny situation against Secon, because you simply swing into it, hit an option, oh well, partition, add it back, DNA, swing again, and you keep going and you can slowly burn through your security as long as you have a card, discard, and card to your deck. So this card is Silphymon much better. I did consider playing like a one-of copy of the BT8 Silphy, but I just don't think it's worth it anymore. You always want to see this one. Anytime I saw the old one in testing, it just didn't feel great. The next who I play might be a bit weird is I play 201 Ace and 1 Chimeramon. The Edgewall Ace sort of makes sense. It's an ace, it's a great card. Trash card to do minus 6k until the end of your opponent's turn is good. The recovery is good. And the Chimera is the only other DNA piece I play because I think it's the most versatile. It does the DP reduction of your opponent to the end of your opponent's turn, which also is very useful. And potentially making it up to like 4 colors, get the 12k swing is great. But these are all important because, for me personally, you could play like the... where is it? Like the Dino Bee, you can definitely make in this deck. You have targets and you can get like extra swings. But I personally prefer these because my locals is filled with my cameraman, the Mr. Bugman player, and a lot of like Magna X's. So I wanted as many ways to do DP reduction on my opponent's turn that lasted to my opponent's turn, so I can hopefully clear those Magna X's and those unaffected threats. So these 7 seem to be the best pieces for that.
Cringe.
It happens. It comes up. Don't play unaffected decks. In the same vein, the level 6s, these are kind of just flex spots, and I'm going to probably get flamed for some of the choices. But the first two are Digimon, similar principle to these, minus 9,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. You're clearing basically with most combination of these anywhere between 13 to 16k, which should kill.
Sorry, you said minus 9.
Yeah.
You said minus 10.
Sorry, it's minus 9k until the end of your opponent's turn. So the combination with this and any of your 5s will do anywhere between, on average, 13 to 16k DP until the end of your opponent's turn, clearing most threats. Also, the pseudo recovery, because if you're at 3 or fewer and a card's removed from your security attack all turns, you can stack a yellow card to the top and the bottom. So you can use this to put some of the cool options to the top. I've used to stack a Godamon to the bottom for the next turn to trash off Neuramon to combo off. Again, I'm very happy to play this. There's the Kintarosmon. He's just a really cool finisher. Being able to pseudo recover is very nice. Being able to swing twice with 7k, so swing twice and then deal 7k to one thing, has been very useful. I just really like the horse. I play one Valkyrieon Ace. I saw my cameraman's head tilt a little bit, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good card. Everyone knows what it does, but I don't play the taunt combo, so it feels a bit worse. It's recoverable off the Godamon, so if it's in my trash or in my security, I can always get back to it. And the thing for me, again, with my locals, it's a lot of Magna X, it's some bug players, and a lot of unaffected things. And while Valkyrie Ace can technically deal with a Magna X with combination with Silphymon, it doesn't deal with it consistently enough at my locals for me to feel it warrants playing it at 2. Again, if you wanted to, you could probably cut this card to play it, which is, I prefer this, which is play a Phonymon full down mode. This card comes up a lot for me because it's recoverable off the Godamon. It recovers me one and deals with the body because you're going to always pretty much have a yellow and a purple source there. So it just helps me when I'm a bit low, like 2 or 3, about like 1 security. It gives me a bit more like of a security net, deleting something. And also something I don't care if it dies, because if it does, I get to play out a level 4 lower yellow or purple, which means any of the Gatomons, perhaps a Salamon. It's really good from that. So you could potentially, in some situations, trigger Partition and this, so you're getting 3 bodies onto the board, which is really good. Once again, I personally like this lineup, but if you wanted to cut like either of these 2 or tailor to your locals to play more Valks, feel free.
It's not like we have events in the UK anyway, so just build for your locals.
Pretty much. Moving on, we have the Tamers, it's represented of 4 Elixar. This is the best playmaker in your deck. The games that you see this, you're probably in a good position. The games that you don't see this, every game is a struggle. But being able to play a Salamon or a Hawkmon for free at the start of your main phase to get more advantage is really cool. And the able to gain a memory when you digivolve into a yellow red, and potentially when DNA and do the minus 3k will come up. It is just a very good playmaker for this deck. I'm actually going to go for the next Tamer I play because it kind of works really cool in tandem with this in some way. I play 2 Mako, which is Uchi from BT16. It may seem like a weird choice, but it's on plays. You may reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You can add 1 yellow or purple card from among them, then trash the rest, which is good for cycling and getting you some pieces. But the other thing is, when you would play all turns 2 color purple and yellow Digimon, you can spend the same to gain a memory. This is very important because this and this in combination is pretty good. Because you can start a main phase, drop this, suspend this to gain a memory. Effect, digivolve into something like, say, this for effectively 0 because you've gained the memory back from this. Add a piece back, and just getting that net memory gain is really good. you could potentially gain a memory from the exchange just off doing this. So it's been very useful just for game extending, keeping turn. But also, if you don't need to use it to extend on your turn, you can keep it live on your opponent's turn. Because the trigger partition, spit this out, you can suspend it, potentially pass turn over to yourself while continuing on the game. So I've really enjoyed it. But again, this could maybe be replaced with like boosts or trainings if you wanted to. But I think this has really come up for me a lot in testing. And then the last 2 Tamers I play are just TK. I like being memory fixed. Seeing what's your security is great. It's just
The GOAT.
The OG GOAT. Then last few options. It's actually not many. I play 2 Revelations of Light. Not much to say. It's an AoE with a lot of like my effects. The Neuron can trigger it. The Kentaurus one can trigger it. The barrier that you have can trigger it. It's just really good. And also, just for early games, pulling out a piece, hopefully playing on level 4 to get into a DNA is really good. And then I played 2 of Beastly Storm Dance of Affection. It's just the option for the deck. Being able to potentially pass turn, DNA, and do 2 checks is very important. But also, it has a sort of niche use of if you have like a Link spun out or the Tamer, you can play something like your BT16 Godamon or the ST Godamon for cheaper, or the barrier one. It just lets you sort of like reduce the cost of your Digimon by effectively 1 to 2, which can come up in very good situations. And the security effect to play a Salamon or a Hawkmon can be very useful in just getting your advantage back onto the board. But that's pretty much the deck profile.
Any other cards you want to highlight? Very quickly.
Like, particularly, it's not much. Like as I said, like you could try trainings and boosts. Those are always going to be good for consistency. If you didn't have promo Hawkballs but didn't like playing the green Salamon, I did try this one because it just gives you a draw when attacking if you're at 3 or more. So early game, be able to swing with like a Link spawn, Armor Purge, gain it. Like Armor Purge, still going to draw DNA, draw again off of it when you attack with Silphy, could be really nice. There's Heaven's Judgment because you play, a lot of
many colors.
Many colors. The only reason I didn't play Heavens is more just I wanted a lot more versatility, and I feel Rev does a lot of the similar things that I needed to in that situation. But once again, it just depends on your locals, depends on your meta. If you feel like Heaven's Judgment's great, you can definitely find room in the deck. And the one slightly memeier choice I've considered was the Boncho Leomon from BT13. Because it's a blocker and it charges the top card of your security to give your opponent's Digimon minus 6,000 DP until the end of their turn. So following the turn by level 6 to my level 5s, it does the DP minus on their turn. And all turns when a card's removed from your security stack, it lets you play a yellow Tamer from your hand. So it lets you hopefully go, you trash this card, minus something by 6, play out a Yoli Inkari or a TK if you're missing it. So that gives you more and more advantage. It being a blocker might come up against Magna X because stopping them from being able to chip your security will be very important. And again, just playing out your Tamers, the more Yoli Inkaris you have, the more advantage you have. So it's something, again, I would consider, but I've not really had much time to test it.
All right. Thanks for the profile, Terry. Any final notes?
I think Silphymon is really fun. I think it's a decent choice in the BT16 meta if you can build for, your outs and your strengths. And it's just been really good to play a DNA deck again. Because I hate Imperial, but Shakumon might be the next deck to try. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and there'll be more content later. See you.
Massive on deck profile soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bankrupt first. I need to get those alts, but we'll see. Shh, not a zombie channel.